ever since John Paul II was our Pope, he was my hero, is my hero, and he had such a powerful love, a love for the Blessed Virgin Mary and the Eucharist. And the love that John Paul II had for the Eucharist was a love that I not only wanted to have for myself, but it was a love that kind of guided and prompted me to pursue the priesthood and to be faithful. And the Lord's providence and His will brought to a close the earthly chapter of John Paul II's life when I was still in seminary. But his beautiful example still prompted and guided me along the way. And when I was in major seminary, I happened to come along a booklet of the Enthronement of the Sacred Heart. It was tattered, it was torn, it was worn out, and for some reason, I kept it. I probably should have just left it where it was, but it was there for the taking, so I took it and I was reading through it. And I remember distinctly, I was still in seminary at Mount St Mary's in Emmitsburg, and I just held on to it. Shortly after I was ordained a priest in 2008, I was sent to a very large suburban church, St Michael the Archangel in Worthington, Ohio. And it was days after I began my assignment there, a young married couple came up. And they said, "Father, we're struggling with our vows. The communication is just, it's not what it should be. And we would like your permission on getting a divorce." And as gut-wrenching as that was, it was also terribly intimidating because I was literally just ordained a priest. And it's like, these people are expecting answers from me and I'm still looking for the answers myself, And it was the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit just directed me right to that booklet that was the Enthronement of the Sacred Heart. And I kind of read through it in a very crash course kind of way. And I turned to the couple and I said, if you can give me 9 days, if you can just give me 9 days of prayer and of effort, I can't give you the permission you want, but I can at least join you in knowing you've tried. 9 days, just give me 9 days. And so I gave them this tattered, worn, completely unattractive booklet that was falling apart and held together with prayer and string, And they were going through, and after the third day of praying this novena as a couple to Jesus' Sacred Heart, the ice started to thaw. It wasn't anywhere near where it should be. But by the end of the whole process, they not only followed through on enthroning the Sacred Heart in their home and in their marriage and in their lives, they acknowledged Jesus as their king, brother, and friend. But what was even more powerfully beautiful is the Lord had started to work in them, with one another, and through them. And the Lord made it very clear to me, in today's world where the family is under so much attack, especially married couples and people who have made a commitment, people who have entered into promises and vows, all of these beautiful gifts of life are under attack. And the Lord instructed me as a 26-year-old priest, oil still wet on the hands from being ordained, okay, as a priest, this is the best way you can help people, is by giving them my heart. And it was very clear, I understood it to be true, but I wasn't bragging about it. And then it just spread. Another family, another household, another couple, individuals looking for direction in their life. And here was this young priest, really ignorant of the riches of the heart of Christ, but inspired by the beautiful example of somebody who loved the heart of Christ in the Eucharist, John Paul II. And he was a man of the people. He was he is a beautiful saint and a beautiful role model. And I thought, okay, if I'm going to try to be a good priest like he was a good priest, I have to make Christ available to the people. So I turned to the Lord and said, how do I make you available? And then he gives me his heart. And then in his heart, I know I'm able to help people.